@Nyari_Eagle.
And also you can get me on our Facebook page as Isaac Tabitha. Thank you so much, guys.
Keep it here.
Everywhere, GBS.
The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. My name is Betty Akuku, I'm your host today. We are talking about, we are having guests in studio and they are going to be talking to us about the smile of a child. They're going to also talk about the self-esteem in the children and in the youth. We wish that you can join us. We are also asking that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our channel is GBS Kenya. We're also on Facebook Live. Please do join us. And if you want to text us and SMS us, asking any questions and concerns, you want to be part of this conversation, please do so. Our text SMS line is 21144. Welcome to the show, gentlemen and lady. I will ask you to introduce yourselves. First start with the lady.
My name is Massimo Gishoi. I'm the director of Smile of a Child Festival. Currently, we are dealing with self-esteem issues, malnutrition, and also parenthood. And we also organize fun day events for kids in our society so that at least we can make them smile, just as our name.
Okay. The gentleman?
I'm Victor Mulei Mutinda, Assistant Director, Smile of a Child.
My name is David Thuku, and I'm a member of Smile of a Child.
Okay. Welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
I hope that you enjoy being here at GBS today.
Yeah.
And you also will encourage your viewers to subscribe and be able to see the great work that you guys are doing outside there for the children. Tell me, Mercy, what is it about the smile of a child? I thought every children smile whatever they are.
Not all kids smile.
Okay.
Because we can see with how the kids are projecting themselves in the society, how they are behaving, how they are reacting to situations. That's what can expel out how kids are smiling. Okay. For the smile of a child, not all kids are smiling, because some of the kids are lacking parental love, others are lacking guidance, others are lacking that affection. So us as the Smile of a Child Festival, we decided to come up with that event, that initiative. At least all kids in the society, they can have good education, they can have that love maybe their parents can't give them, they can also have that affection that the society can't submit to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're taking care of those children who do not receive those basics from home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Victor, tell me about Smile of a Child in your own position as the assistant director.
Smile of a Child is an initiative that is built on changing the habits of young children from negative to positive.
Okay.
Now, you know, in the society we have different types of families and they're in different calibers. So we find that some families have negative things. So now the kid creates a bad mood. After like 2-3 days, the mood transforms to a bad temperament. From a bad temperament, it goes to a bad character trait. And afterwards, it becomes a bad habit. So we're trying to change the bad mood so that the kid may grow positively and happy.
Okay. David,
Yes.
are you part of the Smile of a Child?
Yes, I'm a member.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about it? What's
Um,
your own experience being in that group?
I feel good because first of all, we call each other like a brother and a sister.
Okay.
And I believe by changing the nation, it's about me and you. And we were like, what about if we can just come up with this thing and through our own experience being brought up in a society where like now the technology have changed many things. You get like now there are those children who are being regulated like in education, and you found there are those children who don't even go like Kids Fest. they can't even afford. So through Smile Africa, we are like, what can we do? So that is why we came up with an event where April, like now April, we are organizing about Child Smile, Mlolongo town. So this is where we cook them and we have fun through dancing, doing things like acting, about, and even educating the parent about child and care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mercy, tell me, how long has Smile of a Child been, and what motivated you to start this kind of a group?
Right now, Smile of a Child is 1 year old.
Okay.
Smile of a Child came up after the experience I had with my son. I got pregnant when I was young.
Yes.
So the experience I had with my kid...
Were you married?
No, I'm not married. The experience I had with my son is what motivated me. Mostly when he was admitted. I saw how kids do suffer when they're in the hospital, how some parents are so ignorant even when the kid is in that hospital bed. Because the day my son was admitted, I saw a mother neglecting the kid in a way I felt it wasn't good. The kid is not feeling well, yes. He's not feeding well, yes. But the way you are approaching that, that situation wasn't the right way.
Smiles don't just come from the food.
It's how you handle that kid, either when he's healthy or not healthy. Because that lady, the neglect she had to that child, resulted to the kid dying. You see, yeah. So I felt the parents in this society, they need to be taught how to be good parents, how to handle parents, how to handle kids,
children.
Yeah, in all situations, whether when they are healthy or not healthy, they should know how to handle them, how to give them that love, that affection, that tenderness. At least they feel, yes, my mom is around and my dad is around. At least that affection will be there.
So the Smile of a Child, do you deal with children or parents? Because from your point of view, you're saying it's the parents who neglected their children that made you or led you to you starting that kind of organization, you know. And I'm just thinking, then does it mean you need to train the parents on how to take care of their children before you even come to the children?
If you want to make a kid smile, you have to handle all the situations surrounding that kid.
Yes, first beginning with the parents.
Yes,
yeah.
The parents, how the society takes that child, how the church handles that child, and then how the child will view him or herself outside there.
Okay.
Yes.
So is that one situation that really loaded your heart?
And also I came from a humble family, although now at least we are better. The experience I had when I was in primary wasn't that pleasing.
Okay.
Yeah, going to school sometimes with some issues that in a way they will affect how you view yourself, unless you have that strong awareness of who you are and how you accept yourself, you can deal with that. Like seeing kids walking with torn uniform, in a way it affects their self-esteem and how they view themselves. How some kids, they really want to study, but maybe because the issue in the education, maybe grades are down, the teacher tells them a negative thing that affects them. Yes, that affects them. So Smile of a Child is not all about parents. It's all about the kid and the surrounding. Yeah.
Okay. Victor, what about self-esteem? Why do you want to teach people today or talk to them about the self-esteem of the children or the youth?
Basically, self-esteem is what brings one's character out. Now, if someone's self-esteem is down, now assuming that kid wanted to be a pilot, he won't get there, because one, he sees himself as nothing, and he has no one to, he or she has no one to encourage them. I'll give an example. When I was in primary, I studied in a school where almost half of the kids were coming to school without shoes. And we would find the same school, a parent would buy their kids 2 pairs, 3 pairs of shoes. And you find that the well-maintained children would perform better because they are kept in a comfortable way compared to the others.
But that's not true for all children, because there are children who schooled back in the village and they went through so much suffering, but they ended up doing better than the children who were in the city, children who had electricity to study, children who were dropped by their parents to school, compared to these children who walked to school in torn uniform, you know, and these children who did not have breakfast, these children who did not have electricity back at home and they used lamps. Some of them did very, very well, and that was their motivation.
But you know, one thing, let me try that.
Yes.
You know, children, the way they think, it's not like big people the way they think, or people. And even, you know, there are those children who feel like, no, I don't want to be associated with you because, you know, you don't have shoes, you get it.
Yes.
And that thing usually by the affect even those children. And that is what even my brother was trying just to
So it
explain.
means
It
if
means the
all of them,
environment.
if all of them are in the same situation or in the same caliber, then they can cope.
Yes.
But if they're mixed up, then they get affected.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, you'll find that the children who are performing well, there are people who are mentoring them, who are motivating them, who are telling them that you can do better, regardless of the situation you're in.
There are people who are motivated by the bad situations and difficult situations they were in, because the motivation factor was, I have to work hard that I build my mama house. I have to work hard someday I buy my own car. There are people who are motivated by that.
Can I catch you a little with an experience?
Yes.
I went through a primary school without knowing how to read or to write, and I got 175 marks. The same
at the end of class 8.
Yes, and the same thing. I went even to high school without even knowing how to read or to write, and with an experience.
How did that happen? Because you did an exam. So 174, you must have known how to read something and write something.
Okay, my background it was not that good, and I don't want actually to go there because it's a long story. With an experience, what my brother just tried to estimate about it. I was this child where I could not talk. I could not even associate with others' performance who are performing well.
Why?
Because I was like, first of all, I don't know how to read or write. I don't know even how to speak, and even the way they are. You know, children, they are funny.
Yeah.
There are those children who sometimes they feel like I don't have to be associated because I'm not in your level. Because even your family, the way your family, it's well up, you get. So all the time I could just like separate myself with these performance people.
Isolation.
Yes. Because what? Because of my own situation.
Yes.
And that is why we are saying that sometimes a child.
Were you an only child in your family? Were you the only child?
No, actually I was in a children's home. So
you were in a children's home.
Yes.
So you didn't even have parents to take you through and
Yeah.
teach you and guide you. No one saw your sufferings at all. You did not have a mentor growing up in your family. You didn't have.
No, because actually I was a street boy, so that is why I had to go that process without knowing how to read or write. And
Yes.
that is why
Now I
just
understand.
to say that sometimes a child, she or she's like, I'm not going to associate with this person because I don't have this. And through that one, it affects everything. Because you get even talking. Do you know, children, if you want to know a child who is somehow jovial or happy, he or she communicates with your eyes. She can look you direct like this. It means that child, she's not going through something. But a child who is in a bad situation, she will be like, I'm good, you get. I don't like. She don't want even to talk. So that is why I think that sometimes the environment can even affect a child.
Mercy, why did you major
add
on the self-esteem? Yes.
Okay, to add on that, yes, there are some kids, the situation may be wanting, but they later come out to be great people. It's all about the drive. Some kids grow up with that drive. Because if I can give myself an example of myself. When I was in high school,
Yes.
when I entered Form 1, I was good in everything. But now it came a point, everything went down, even my grade.
Yes.
So there's this time, my mathematics teacher came. She told us to write the set what you want to achieve at the end of the term.
Yes.
So my goal was an A. So the teacher came. Some students here are writing unrealistic goals. She started from one person to another. When it came to my turn, she asked me, Mercy, what about you? Are you going to change? I told her, I won't. And you know how your grades are? I told her, Madam, I know myself.
I want an A.
I want an A. And I believe in myself. Although I didn't get that A.
Yes. But you're working towards it.
Yes. But the grade I got, even the teacher till date,
she didn't believe.
She didn't believe.
Okay.
So if you have that drive, some kids have that drive because maybe they are tired of the situation. But some kids are not tired. They are in a cocoon. They are comfortable where they are.
Yes.
But if you're not comfortable where you will just want to change.
They don't even have any goals.
There are some kids who don't have even one. Even an idea. Even some kids don't know what a goal is.
But at what age is a child able to know or set their goals and say, when I grow up, this is what I want to be? At what age? Because sometimes you ask your daughter or son, and they're like, I don't know, my mom is one who knows. At what age do you think the child needs to know that when I grow up, this is what I want to become?
According to the technology and the life right now, I believe at 5.
At 5 years?
At 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Even the children who are out of technology and back there in the village, no electricity, no network, no Wi-Fi.
The exposure we are having, in the society, it has led us to believe at 5 years that kid can see or can view herself or himself later who he or she will become.
Okay.
Because like now, you can hear a child of 3 to 4 years, he or she already knows
what they want to become in future.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so when they come to you and tell you what they want, what are you supposed to do as their parents? Because listening to you, realize the parents play also a very big role.
True.
If they tell you you will not, if they tell you you are bad, you can't do this, then it can either shut you down or it can bring you up. Yes. So what are you supposed to tell the children when they come and tell you I want to be a pilot when I grow up and they're only 4 years at that time?
Show them the advantage in a child way, not as a grown-up. Handle that situation.
You don't tell them that's an unrealistic goal?
No. Show them the better part of it.
Okay.
Motivate them. Make them feel yes, I can make it. Make them feel peculiar than others in a way, not a bad way, but a positive way. Make them see, yes, I want to be a pilot. Show them the advantage. Show them at the end of it all, when you become that pilot, the good things will earn after being
Victor, when you are not motivated as a child, how does that affect your well-being and even growing up, that now you lose your self-esteem and people say your self-esteem is low? Or when do people say your self-esteem is low?
Number one, when you dull, and you're doing things as if you're being forced to. I'll give an example with me. Now, when I was in Form 1 and Form 2, I used to score E's. Now, one day my dad called me and we sat down and told me, my son, you can do better. Now, you know, during Form 1 and Form 2, no one was coming to visit me. Only calls. You sent fare, that's it.
When you're in school?
Yeah, when I was in high school, that is. But when I went to Form 2...
And you have parents?
And I have them, but they never came due to...
Were they living outside the country?
No, they were in Kenya, but we were not well off at that time.
Okay.
So when I went to Form 3, I moved to another school. And then my dad used to encourage me. He used to call me and tell me, my son, come. You know...
That's when you're back home?
Yeah, that's when I was back home.
Yes. So they were still not coming to school?
No. Now, when I went to Form 3, I used to go to a day school, so we used to see each other.
Okay, okay.
So
the boarding school, you were in boarding school?
Yeah, I was in boarding school.
In Form 1 and Form 2. But you're saying you're not well up and your parents were able to pay school fees in Form 1 and 2?
We have CDFs, we have bursaries.
Yes.
Yeah,
so that's how you were able to go to school in boarding?
That's how I was avoiding, yeah.
And you going back for holidays and all this did not help you much? So you're actually saying the fact that they were not coming to see you often and talk to you really affected you?
It affected me because
I'm imagining a viewer
you'd see,
who is actually listening to this kind of a story, and they take their children to school on day one, on the opening day, and they're waiting for their son to come back. And only, quarrel, like, why did you get these grades? What are you doing in school? Why is your performance like this? Checking one by one, not considering that this child may have been affected because of your absence.
Yeah, so when I went to Form 3, my dad used to motivate as my mom as well. So my dad would describe cauliflowers and cabbages and apples and grapes. So he told me, my son, don't be like a cauliflower. You should aim higher. Do great. I know you can do better. He would tell me, wake up in the morning, do some few maths, go to school, listen to the teacher. And then in the evening, he would call me. We discuss what I've learned. And then from there, but they improved a lot.
Okay.
Because I improved from a mid grade of E to a mid grade of C+.
Wow, congratulations. How did that happen? Just those conversations?
Yeah, this conversation, talking to parents. Parents talking to their children really helps a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Talking positively or just scolding you?
Positively.
A lot of times parents, we scold a lot.
In fact, I'm very proud of my parents because they were not concentrating on the problems I have.
Okay.
They call me and they tell me, this path you've chosen is the wrong path.
Oh, really?
So if you want to get...
You were so cooperative.
If you want to get to point A, B, and C, then choose this one or try this one. And then at the end of the day, we come discuss and see how far you've gone.
Oh, wow. Those are very
And they will not force me to do anything. They will actually... We will discuss. We will sit down, discuss, and then I would see some sense in some issues.
But now that you were big enough,
Yeah.
David, you were not raised by your parents because you ended up in a children's home.
Yeah.
So I will not ask you this question, but I'm asking Mercy. Mercy, how about when you were younger? Victor, at his age, they were able to sit on a round table and discuss with the parents. The parents would say, and he would say, and maybe he was too big to be just told, lie down and be spanked. So for the little children, they do not understand. How do you have a conversation with them? Someone is in class 1, class 2, and they're doing so poorly in school. As a parent, all you want to do is to beat them up and tell them to sit down and lock them out and read, So how do you raise the self-esteem of such a child if they even have a low esteem?
Getting a bad grade for a kid shouldn't be an issue, number one. A kid that has bad grades, you shouldn't scold that kid. And if you want to tell that kid, this grade is not good, kindly not repeat. Tell him or her politely.
How?
Talk to that kid. In every situation you want to handle a kid, be like that kid. If you want to be a good teacher for the ECD kids, be an ECD child. So handle it like a child.
But Mercy, you're a brilliant mother. You have gone to school, you're working, but your children are bringing ease at home, So you want to tell them that they need to work hard and buy cars like yours and build homes like yours and buy choppers like yours, How do you get back to their position of ease?
What is affecting the kid? Understand that. You should know the root cause. Because maybe as a mother, I'm always busy at work. I don't have time for my kid. I don't check the homework. I don't do revision with the kid. So the kid is like, after the classes, you come home, TV, eat, and you sleep.
I hope our viewer is actually following up on this, because a lot of parents nowadays don't have time, and all they're concentrating on is the grades at the end of the term.
Yeah.
When the grades are bad, there's no peace in that home. Everyone is being beaten, and no TV and no outings and everything like that. You're just locked up to go and read. So you're saying, Mercy, even this doesn't help.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
Yeah.
You need to have a conversation with your children and find out what is the root cause of all this.
Yes.
What other thing would lead someone or a child to have low self-esteem, apart from them having low grades?
The way they're being treated. Now, like I told you before.
Back at home or even in school?
Back at home.
Okay.
Now while I was in primary, we were not that well off. So my dad would at times call us at 5
In the morning.
in the morning. We go and water plants. He used to plant vegetables. And you know that, and after that, he would go to work. And they would take us home, we get prepared, we rush to work. We would rush to school, that is. Now you see, his hard work and encouraging us to, we were doing it willingly because we knew he was doing something good.
Yes.
And we saw what it was bringing about afterwards. So now we are being motivated and encouraged by his deeds.
Yes.
A lot. Even at times, there are times we would go to school, we don't have lunchtime, but you're very comfortable.
Yes.
Because
other people are eating, but you are fasting.
Yeah, you're fasting.
By purpose.
And you're very comfortable. And it never affected us because we used to get motivated. We used to be given stories, novels to read. Even if they don't have, they will go borrow other parents, bring us.
And you loved reading.
Yeah. And,
I want you guys are also very good children. It's normal for that kind of a child to complain and run away and go and eat at the neighbor's home.
Of course, we used to do some things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. As I remember, we would get beaten severally because of going to swim at the dam, which was against
the family values.
Yeah. Again, we would be beaten because of going hunting without permission. So of course, we are as a child, there are things you must pass through. Otherwise, you're not. How do I put it? If you don't go through some things, you'll be feeling there's some space that isn't filled with something. Okay. Yeah, And again,
if you don't crawl at 1 year, you'll crawl at 5 years.
Yeah. And again, you find that those children who are brought up in a more adventurous, now adventurous, I mean that they are associated with things to do. They are in a better position compared to those ones who are
being done for everything. Yeah,
be done for everything. Never see they only see their parents when they're going to church and asking for offering.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So my life was adventurous.
So the way you were brought up.
Yeah.
Because I'd asked you what else would lead a child to have lower self-esteem, and you said it's the way they're brought up.
Yeah.
So your parents, in this case, brought you up in a very good way, such that you do not have issues with self-esteem growing up.
Yeah, no
okay.
Issues.
I want us to take a short break, and I need Mercy and David to prepare and tell us what else would lead a child to have low self-esteem. Viewer, we are taking a short break. Our SMS line is 21144. Please engage us and talk to us. Let us hear your views and your questions even concerning this. We'll be back shortly. Thank you.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni sweetie pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. But
when you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what? Who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일레 와서 이러면
Whenever I say 우나일레 와서
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
They respond with their eyebrows.
Hello viewers, welcome to Women's View.
What you see is what you get. Very exciting and fun. We grew up in a certain community and we were told this is how women are.
Everybody was coming with what they can get.
This is not a joke. You signed up for life.
Very interesting. A woman is this.
You want somebody else to do something for you that you can do for yourself.
You know what you're doing, a great job. You keep doing it.
You are going to school to become a musician. Like, seriously? Okay, hit.
The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, my name is Zawadi. At Mahanaim, I studied to qualify for the IGCSE through the Cambridge International Educational Program.
We Mahanaim International High School students enjoy extracurricular activities such as joining GBS TV Club, Taekwondo, cultural dance, orchestra, swimming, foreign languages, community service, and much more. I believe this unique experience I gained here will go a long way into strengthening the future of me.
The teachers and other ministers at Mahanaim spared no pain in running with us until the end of the mile, until we secured all of our goals.
And that's how I passed my IGCSE exams.
Mahanaim International High School cares about my future. Beyond our education, Mahanaim nurtures us to have bright and healthy mind so that we could become great future leaders.
People have dominance over themselves. Why? Daddy, no money. Give me money, I'll buy for you. Hey, Daddy, I say I don't have money. Hey, I know, Daddy.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard its spots?
예수님이 우리의 모든 죄값을 다 지불하시기 때문에 예수님 다 이루었다라고 말씀하셨잖아요.
So Jesus paid for all the wages of our sin. That's why he could say it is finished.
Yesu alipa mshahara wa dhambi ya deni zetu lote, ndiposa akasema kwamba imekwisha.
Everyone, God is like the supercomputer.
Upendo wa Mungu ni kama hii supercomputer.
Towards the end of 1994, Money magazine published a story about the sharp rise in consumers shopping from home.
That same year, 60 million consumers made $98 billion worth of purchase from home.
And nearly all of it through phone orders prompted by mail catalogs and TV shopping channels.
We as the GBS TV
Home Shopping Fraternity, we adhere to this.
Home decor,
fashion, food stuff, and books.
What you see is what you get.
Everywhere, GBS.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. Our SMS line is 21144. Please SMS us, text us, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, GBS Kenya. We are also on Facebook Live. Do like our page. David, I would like to know from you. You went through a children's home.
Yeah.
You were in the streets also. And today you don't look to me like your self-esteem is low. How did you manage to come out of that and be where you are? Because it's all known that when you were in the street, that's when you really want to isolate yourself, when you get to mingle with people who did not live in the street.
Yeah.
That's when you realize, there are so many things I missed and lacked. You know, you got 174 marks in primary, but you're not like shy about it. It does not put you down. How did you get out of it?
Actually, what happened is that one of the things that teacher did in primary school, that was, by then I was in Mlolongo Primary. I will start from there. They told me, one day they were like, you know what, David, you look like you are somehow mature a little bit. And so they told me, they motivated me by this, you'll be the head boy of the low classes, from class 1 to class 2 to class 3. So it motivated me. So I was like, okay, I don't know how to read and I don't know even how to write. And right now I'm a prefect. So can you try to imagine you are the head boy, you're going to all the classes like, you know what, you keep quiet. I don't see anyone talking. And I remember there's a time even the teacher, they told me, you can even beat them. So I was like...
So you've been made the head boy, you've been made the father, you've been made the teacher.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. So if I can do this, it means then there's someone who loves me.
Who believes in
yeah,
you.
and there's even someone who's caring about me. And there's even someone who's watching me, what I'm doing. And then back at Children's Home, Heritage of Healthy Children's Home, one of the other thing that they did, they were like, our manager Zare used to tell me, you know what, David, in this children's home, no one in this children's home will be like you. You'll be the richest person.
Wow.
You'll be this child, like everyone will be want to be associated with you. And I remember one of the things manager did, now he told me, do you know what, David, from today, actually I was in class 5. He told me, do you know what, David, from today, this store, you are the one who will be controlling this store.
Wow.
So anything about the food, about like, this is what I used to do at night. I could take 2 kg of maize flour and putting on, what do you call it, the machine that you compare the 2 kgs. So sugar, I would just take sugar and the 2 kgs of the white flour or maize flour, and I would put it in the...
weight scale.
Yes. If it is about, so that thing did by them motivated, being a storekeeper and removing all that thing, you know, seeing my uncles, aunties, and every night tell me, David, tomorrow we need cooking, now we need sugar, you know, it really motivated me.
Because you are feeling in charge.
Yes.
So Mercy, is it true then that you don't have to wait for your children to show responsibility? You can actually make them responsible by giving them tasks.
Yes.
So if you don't give them tasks, they don't feel like they're responsible, or what?
True.
They don't feel like they're responsible. So at what stage are you supposed to begin training your children, giving them responsibilities? Because I'm imagining that as a mother, you tell your son, so as guys have gone for holiday, you remain here and take care of the house. Isn't that too much? Are you supposed not to fear?
Actually, on my side, what I can say, according to now this new generation, a child of 4 years, she's very clever. Even 3 years, if you want to know. Nowadays, a child of even 1 year and a half, she or she is able to take a phone and to go to all the apps. If it is a cartoon, they know this is a cartoon.
Yes, they know.
So that means that a child of 3 years, they are not only just only learning, but only watching.
Yes.
And you know, children, they are funny. They are not like big people. Do you know, have to go through a system reading something. They observe what you are doing. And then when you are not there, they try to do it.
Yes.
So I'll say one thing. A child of 4 years, she's able just to do, you can even tell, you know, this cup from today, I don't want to see you putting this cup here. And let me tell you the truth, that child, she or she, you further after eating, that is the first thing, that is the first thing that she or she will go to do it. Take that plate where you told her to go to do. And I sometimes try just to be there when your child, like sometimes by then you tell the parent, your communication matters, the way you communicate. And even the way you are sending a child to go to bring for you something. You know, there are these parents, they are like, Nimekwambia muka, go and bring that for me, that plate.
Yes, the tone matters.
That tone matter communication. Because children, they don't only just like, they look even your face, your appearance. And if you can remember your mother, they use that. Well, maybe when you're going somewhere, and it happened that I remember, this is what most of them hear, parents saying that, I remember my parent, when we were in a congregation somewhere, communication of the face
and the eyes.
Yes, and the eyes. Sometimes
let
it
me
is
not find you. You know, like you have served, and the visitors are ready to eat, and the child to come and pick the visitors' mandazi. You know, you are like, yes, you should go and take yours from the kitchen. But you don't want to say it verbally. So the way we communicate, mothers, we know that communication.
True. And even like now, the other things I can put even a child, the environment.
Yes.
Environment matters.
It can actually lower your self-esteem.
Yes.
How?
You see,
how a mother handles the home. That's how the kid, as he or she grows up, will handle everything.
Okay.
So if the environment is not handling maybe the mom is not handling the dad the right way, that kid will be, maybe the boy now, that kid will be, is this how mothers do when we grow up and become husbands?
Okay.
So that kid will grow up with the mentality of not being, ladies are not good.
Yeah.
So when you have that mentality in you, you start viewing girls as bad people. And when you view girls as bad people, and you have that hatred with girls, even mingling with them will be an issue.
So you isolate yourself from girls. Victor, I really enjoyed listening to you talking about your parents. And I'm wondering at the same time, were they just so gentle, they never spanked you, they never beat you, because they motivated you a lot, they showed you how to work when you're young, they showed you responsibility when you were still young, and you could actually appreciate this to the extent that when other people were enjoying their meals, you were not even hungry, But with all that, you could still sneak and go and do the wrong things that your parents cautioned you against. You still went against your family values, So did your parents spank you? Is it that they never beat you so badly, they didn't discipline you? That's why you're saying they're great parents?
Well, my father stopped beating me when I was formed. And I remember...
At Form 2, you're not fighting?
No.
You would actually lie down to be beaten?
He was very fierce. We would not even dare to argue with him. When I was in class 6, there's a time I wanted to quit school.
Okay.
Now, by then, my dad had got a job in Nairobi. So when he came back, he was told, your son is not feeling well. He has even stayed here for 2 weeks. Then the following morning, he woke up very early, prepared me, put me in his car, and we drove off to school. Now, not knowing that the previous night he had cut very good 4 sticks and put them behind the seats. So when we got to school, he took me to the deputy's head office, and then we went back to the vehicle to get the sticks. Now I was beaten until the teachers called him. They had to catch him because
but you still reckon him today as a good father?
Yeah. So it's not that beating is bad. We were beaten.
So beating does not lower the self-esteem of children?
It depends how you discipline the kid.
It depends?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I give you an example?
Of course, you cannot take your child's head and break it on the wall. You can only, as a mother and a father, even though you are beating, your beating is not to kill. This is the parental discipline.
Yeah.
Other persons will beat you to kill you and finish you. But as a mother and a father, the purpose of disciplining is to put in some, to correct something. Your purpose is not to kill.
Yes.
Yeah, so
but
it's okay.
So there are some who correct in the wrong way.
Yes.
And you'll find some phrases like, you are like your mother, you're like your father. You don't hear, some phrases. Now, when you're correcting a child and then you are referring that child to something, is that really...
Mostly to a parent.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
Mercy, I need to hear from you then. If you handle such kinds of children, before you tell us where do you get these children, how do you source them, who qualifies to come to your Smile of a Child, please tell us, how do you boost the self-esteem of children? Because I know there are parents who are watching right now.
Yeah.
They have already found themselves on the wrong side. They are the ones who tell them, you look like your dad.
Yes.
You behave like your mother.
Yes.
You don't know how to dress like so-and-so. So they have already found themselves on that lane. And they have also found themselves the way they condemn the children for having lower grades and for doing poorly in school. They've already found themselves on the wrong because they don't have conversations with their children. They don't have that time, like the way it affected Victor's grades when he was in Form 1 and Form 2. How do you boost the self-esteem of children? I know there's a parent who really wants to listen.
So for me, I always take that child, sit down with that child, tell that child to give me his or her strength and our weaknesses. The moment you see their strength, you try to switch that mind to focus on the strengths. And when our mind is focused and switched to the strengths of the strength that you're having, there's something in you that will grow. Number one, you'll know yourself. You'll be aware now. You'll know, okay, so these are my weaknesses and these are my strengths.
Yes, do children even know their weaknesses and their strengths when they're young?
Yeah.
Do they know?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought children are so selfish. So they just know the way they are good in this. Everyone else is offensive. They are the only ones who are good.
No, you know, I knew that I could sing well when I was in class 1. So,
When you were in class 1?
Yeah.
Did you know the bad things you do?
yeah, I knew.
Did you know your weaknesses when you were in class 1?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, like you lie too much?
Yeah, but that was a very good liar.
Ah,
And I
how
would-
did I know?
and I would cook excuses very well.
How did I know?
I need the spirit.
How did I know? How do you boost the self-esteem of children? Because you didn't have anyone to boost yours until you were in the children's home. You know, what do you tell parents?
I'll say one thing. You must, do you know, there are those parents who don't know how to handle their children, number one. Maybe your child, she already not performing well. What are you supposed first of all to do? There are these things, sometimes parents think like it is not the one of the best thing. Sometimes just try to, sometimes like weekends, you know, just take your time, like 2 hours or 1 hour, just go outside with that child.
And take them to swim.
Yeah, to swim.
But they are swimming in the water. Me, I'm seated here having
No.
a snack. So we're not having any
Now,
conversation.
there's where I'm going.
Okay.
A good parent is the one who, when your child is swimming, you too
Swim
go
with
there.
them.
Because you don't have to say that I don't know how to swim. You don't have to say
You
I don't know
just
how
do
to swim.
your thing.
No, there is a independent, and just go where the kids where they are. And through that one, you found that a child, she already will not be a stranger to you.
Okay.
From there, she will start now, like, do you know what, Dad? I need this. Through that one, how do you do that? It's by doing this, number one. First of all, be a listener. When a child is talking, open your ears. Give her that chance of talking. Through that one, a child learn how to express what kenye kiko ndani yake.
But there are children who like reporting a lot, you know.
It is
all
good.
The time.
Actually, they are good.
Mom, so and so's done. So and so. They really like reporting. Are you not supposed to shun them? You.
No. First of all, listen to them.
Yes.
No, some of them report like every 1 hour.
Yeah, you just.
When you start them out to play, every 20 minutes they are there to report. So and so has done this. So and so has done this. Are you not supposed to chase them?
No.
That's a bad character. You don't think it's a bad character?
Actually,
Imagine, especially if that baby is a boy.
Actually, what I can say, that is a talent. That is a talent. I would say that it's a talent.
Yes.
You have an MC, let now those people who are, you know, comedian, they are good, even when you are sitting with them there.
So it starts from reporting.
Yes.
Hey, gentlemen and ladies.
The same way you see a kid, when you buy a car, imetoanisho. When you buy another one, imetoanisha. That's an engineer.
But when
they
have, you know, you buy a car of 2,000 surely, you bring it home and the next day it is in tatters. I mean, you really want to, why are you wasting my money? You know.
No.
One of the best things I can say as a parent, invest to your children. Don't invest in the properties.
Invest in your child.
To your child.
You
By
can't
giving her
replace a
your
child.
time, showing her love. He or she actually, but I don't know why I'm talking straight more than about a girl. She. You're saying amen. I'll say one thing. Actually, be always there when your child anazungumza. Because through that one, you'll be so close. And if you want to,
you'll be close, I know.
If you want to know,
that cannot make you so close. But Victor, let me.
It's through your attitude.
Your children have come. You know, there's this one who is always reporting. They have come to report. Don't you think that's a bad character you are? Because if she's a woman, if she's a girl, she'll be the kind of girl that cannot sit in her home. She will always be going. So you have to train her from this time that it is not good to always, you know, just vibe.
You can reduce that, yes, but
you don't shun them.
No.
That's a journalist, a good one. In fact, if you send that journalist to the field work, he or she will give you the best report. because they know how to talk and
they will talk to
collect
everyone.
information.
There's a difference between talking and be the one who is reporting all the time.
You know, when a kid reports to you, it means that he or she believes that you can solve that problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if he or she keeps on coming, listen. Oh, what has he done? He's taken your car? Okay, go and tell him that I've told him or her to give it back. And
so it is okay. Parents should endure that.
And the kid will go, and he or she will be given the vehicle, and they will continue playing. And after that, again. Continue, listen, solve that matter.
Okay. So how else?
But after that, you can just tell them, do you know what? Thank you. Now, can we sit down? Sometimes it is good. Like, not all the time you just will talk about another person. So, what have you done? So that or she can take your car.
Okay. Mercy, how else do you boost the self-esteem of a child who really feels, because there are also boys growing up, they have been either so much scolded or their self-esteem has been so much abused that they cannot even stand trying to talk to a girl. Maybe they're in their 20s, 21. They've never had a girlfriend. They don't even know how to approach a girl because someone told them something. How do you restore that?
Boost first know their hobbies and make sure their hobbies and their talent they focus on that. The moment you start using your talent, you will start feeling special. If you're good in singing, make that child love and enjoy singing. The moment you start singing, you will see, oh,
people
if I can do that and people are clapping, kumbe I'm something, I have something in me. That will boost the self-esteem of that child.
It won't make them proud?
No. No.
Because
to some it will.
Yes, it can make you proud, and now you are the one who will be there to be heard, and you cannot listen to anyone.
You see, that's why from the time one goes to high school, you are given a godfather or a godmother, so that they may be your mentors.
Who is a fellow student.
Yes.
A fellow student, and if that fellow student can't handle a certain matter, it is then taken to the patron or any other teacher is concerned.
I agree with the idea of boosting the self-esteem of a child, but what about the effects, you know? You have exalted me so much and made me now the best speaker, the best MC. You've made me now the best singer. To the extent now I believe so much in myself that I do not have a break, you know. So now I override on everybody else because of the good thing that I can do, you know. You know, every car that is a good car, much as it's powerful that it can go so fast, it also needs a brake. You know, if the brakes are not good, then it will go crashing every other car and killing every passenger on the road if it doesn't have a brake, as powerful as it may be. If the brake function is not good, this is what it's going to do. This is the side effect. So the brake has to be as good as the engine and the power of the car. So you have already exalted this child and put them up here. They know they are the best singer. They know they are the richest, like David was told. You know, they know these are going to be their achievements. So anyone who tries to come and tell them otherwise, they want to push this person aside and say, it's me. Yeah, what happens?
I will say one thing. One of the best things, and a good teacher.
Yes, say that please, David, as you give us your parting shot, because you actually have
it's okay. One of the best, a good teacher is going to show you the light thing and the long thing.
Okay.
So don't measure only on one side. Sometimes it is good, like, you know, here you have you're doing it well, but next time don't talk too much or do 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are those people will be offended with what you're going to talk.
Okay. Victor, say to us your last words and also tell us where we can find you, something you want us to know or the viewer to know about Smile of a Child.
Okay, I'd like to say that every meal has a recipe and ingredients. Now, if you have the recipe and you use the ingredients wrongly, you will want to get the result that you need.
Okay.
And you have to agree that being where you are at this point doesn't mean that you know everything. You need to get knowledge. So you have to go and read more so that you may know how to handle situations and all that. You need to accept your weaknesses. we teach children how to accept their weaknesses. They accept the truth, and help them know how to make the right decisions without following the heart, because the heart is deceitful.
True.
And you can't say it's dishonest, because you can tell this is a lie, this is not, but the heart is deceitful. So you teach them how to make the right decisions while sober, not when excited or when angry. That's where most of the mistakes happen, actually.
Okay. They do it when they're excited.
When they are overexcited. Now, when you're overexcited, you make a decision that you regret later. And again, parents, we have all sorts of materials. We have internet. Now, most people use cell phones for chatting, watching movies, and all that stuff. But you can use a cell phone to get a parenting guidance, or rather, if you're in something like children's home, you get a book to see how you can motivate children, how you can teach them the difference between vices and virtues, and how to use them appropriately. That's it for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Victor. Yes, Matthew, please, as you give us your parting shot also, using that camera, also tell us where we can find you and who qualifies to join you, what are your conditions, and where do you source for these children?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. As I finish, I want to tell all parents, kindly, have enough time with your kids. Never forget to tell your child you love him or her. If you can't tell your child that, he or she outside there will be told with someone else, and it will come with other effects. If you are a father, if you can't tell your daughter, my daughter, I love you, another man out there will do that. The worst part may be a sugar daddy. If he really tells that child, I love you, and he will do a lot of things that you as a father can't do, it will result to a bad thing. Maybe that child will now go with that sugar daddy, forget the values you've instilled in that child, forget who she is, forget her worth, and now start doing the wrong things the society is not accepting.
Okay, so where do we find you?
Smile of a Child, Facebook. In Facebook, we call ourselves Smile of a Child Festival. YouTube channel, Smile of a Child Fest. Instagram, Smile of a Child Fest 01. And also our phone number, 0758 919 820. April, we are having an event on 19th, 20, and 21 in two children's home, Liberty Children's Home and Heritage Children's Home. For those who want to support us, you have our details. Kindly call us, donate the little that you have. At least we make the kids in our society smile and make them know themselves, accept themselves, and know their worth.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen and lady. It has been good to have you and also to listen to the experiences you've had and what you're doing in the society for the children and for putting the smile on a child. Thank you also, viewer, for watching. It has been lovely to have you on our show today. I hope that you have been given an opportunity to put the smile on a child as well. You have been given an opportunity to be able to contribute and be a sponsor to this kind of an event. Until next time, I have been your host. My name is Betty Akuku. See you.